Mallory, there are a grand total of 18 teams in Class 6A out of like 251 that are undefeated entering Week 10. One of them, their head coach is joining us now. Let's go to the hotline, Mallory, and let's welcome in the head coach of the undefeated 8-0 Weslaco Panthers, Coach Roy Stroman. Coach, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How are things in beautiful Weslaco, Texas?
Hot. We can't wait for that northern to hit. So, no, we're about 92 degrees. It's hot. But one thing we stress to our kids is we never talk about the weather.
I love that. And you know, it's been all good vibes down there. You guys are 8-0 to start this season and rolling. I'm curious, if you go back to before the season started, if I had told you, hey, Coach, we're going to be talking entering Week 10, and you guys are going to be 8-0, would that have surprised you?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because, our district, we call it the SEC of the Valley. It's a gridiron. But the most important thing is we've always had that 1-0 mentality going into each game. We take one game at a time. We respect all of our opponents. But you know what? Yeah, that's always a goal for us. Every year we have the same goals, is to contend for a district championship, make playoffs. We always want to be practicing on Thanksgiving, and then we want to be playing in December. So those are our four goals of our football program.
You guys are off to this fantastic start, and it's hard not to notice what you guys have been able to do defensively. I mean, this past week against Brownsville Rivera, you guys were a dominant defensive force in a 35-7 victory. What on this defensive side has you most excited, so far and moving forward?
Yeah, our defensive line, without a doubt. We have, out of the 13 defensive linemen, 12 are seniors. So we're leaning heavily on our defensive line this year.
Talking with Roy Stroman, the head coach of the Weslaco Panthers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Coach, I do want to go back to, I think there was a really important stretch for you guys. And it was, your district, it's a 6-team district, and you could make a real argument that the district fell to a way that it was kind of front-loaded, where you guys open up against Harlingen and Los Fresnos in back-to-back weeks. And you get a 35-32 win over Harlingen, and then you go on the road to Los Fresnos and get a really nice 19-point win over the Falcons. What was it? Was that the kind of confidence-boosting stretch of football that it feels like it would have been if I was from sitting here from afar?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Man, I tell you what, been in Weslaco for 16 years, and probably the Harlingen-Weslaco game, I mean, blessed and thankful for us that it fell on our end, but it could have gone either way. I mean, whoever had the ball last, I believe we scored with 11 seconds left to beat Manny Gomez and the Harlingen Cardinals. And that's always been a big rivalry game for us. But that gave us the momentum going into Los Fresnos. To really, it was a close game at half, and then we made our coordinators did a good job of making some halftime adjustments, and then we kind of pulled away in that second half.
Offensively, there's a lot to like about this team, and I know one of the guys who's obviously been really important for you guys is your QB, Andres Sepulveda, who's a guy who was such a star for you guys last year. It feels like looking at what your team's been able to do, it feels like his role has changed a little bit in this offense. What can you tell us about number 2 that makes him special, that really sets him apart?
You know what? It started in the summer. Our team made it to the state 7-on-7 tournament, and playing the tough teams that he played in the summer, it really boosted his confidence. And when he came back from College Station, it was like a different Andy. Leadership skill. I mean, just his confidence, his poise in the pocket, and he has taken control over the offense. He's like and you hear this from other coaches, like you have another coach on the field, and for the most part, he's the one that's making all the calls, calling the plays. We've given him the liberty to call the plays, and we do run an RPO system, but he has done a tremendous job of making the right plays and making the right reads this year.
The other guy in that RPO who has been, I think, the real breakout star for you guys is Elias Rodriguez Jr., your running back. He's close to 1,300 yards, 19 touchdowns, averaging nearly 10 yards a carry. This guy has been a game breaker for you guys. Has his emergence surprised you? Has the fact that he's taken that next step as the kind of the bell cow back in this offense, has that come as a surprise to you?
Without a doubt. Now, one thing about Eli. He's a state wrestler, and that has really helped him this year. And it's hard to tackle Eli. He's not very big. He's probably weighs up about 155, 160 pounds, but he is just shifty. He's quick. Yeah, he got into track. He got faster. He got leaner, but wrestling, to me, has been the biggest contributor of the success that he's having this year. But you can't count our offensive line. The offensive line has done a tremendous job of creating and opening up holes for Eli and for Andy this year.
Roy Stroman, the head coach of the Weslaco Panthers, joined us here at Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation. #TF Today. Coach, now, it's on to the next one there at Bobby Lackey Stadium coming up on this Saturday, or Friday, rather, as you welcome in Brownsville Hannah. Hannah is a team that is, I think people may look at the records and say, oh, well, this is going to be one of those games, Panthers going to roll in this one. But I know you know better, and I also know that this team is going to be desperate coming and basically playing for their season. I don't want to ask you to give away your game plan, but when you take a look at what you're going to be up against the Golden Eagles on Friday, what do you see?
Yeah, Coach Guest does a tremendous job. They were district champs a couple of years ago. But, something that we always stress, trap game, right? We told the kids we can't control what other people can do, but we can just control what we do. And we've got a standard, and we've got to play to our standard. We can't play down to people's standards, and we got to play to our standard. And we feel that if we play to our standard, that, we should be okay. But it's going to come down to effort, our attitude and our effort, and then our guys executing the game plan on Friday.
He's Roy Stroman. He's the head coach of the undefeated Weslaco Panthers. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the great start, and best of luck on Friday night.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. There he is, Roy Stroman, head coach, Weslaco Panthers. You get to a point, Mal, we're entering week 10. If you got a 0 in the loss column, there ain't no flukes. There ain't nobody trips their way into 8-0.
No.
This team's legit. And those wins, we mentioned they opened up district play with those wins over Harlingen, which is a big game for them, and then Los Fresnos. Those are the two games really set the standard. But I also think if you go back to non-district, they beat Harlingen South, and I know it's a 6A over a 5A, but that's a good 5A team. To get that win, I feel like that was a real confidence booster for them. And they've run through. The thing about them, you look up and down their schedule, and the teams that they've beaten, they have beaten the real signature programs of the Valley at the big school level. They've beaten Mercedes. They've beaten Edinburgh. They've beaten Sharyland, right? They've beaten Harlingen. They've beaten Los Fresnos. They close up the season out at San Benito. And if they take care of business against Hannah this week, which I think they will, that's going to be for the district title.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on the Weslaco Panthers, because another thing about this, let me see if I can do this real quick. Yeah, if they win this week, they will clinch the top Division II seed there in Region 4. We just got done talking about how Region 4 may be clearing out. Keep an eye on that one. Anyway, we appreciate Weslaco head coach Roy Stroman and his time.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.